Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on my channel here. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to be bringing you my reaction to the Madden 22 franchise all access deep dive trailer, I guess, that was released this morning. So pretty much I'm just going to be playing it on screen for you guys. EA, please don't copyright me, but basically I'm just going to be playing it on screen for you guys, and I'm going to be talking about some of the new features that they are going to be discussing in this video. So guys, it's going to be pretty much it for the intro. Let's go ahead now. Let's transition straight into the video. All right, guys, so we're going to play the video right now.
Hey everyone, Connor Dugan here, Senior Design Director on Madden NFL 22. Super excited to be here with you today to share some of the awesome work our teams are doing, specifically on franchise and Madden 22. Get ready, because we're about to go deep. Some new franchise features that we'll talk about today include franchise staff and new staff points, the importance of weekly strategy and the integration of dynamic game day on next-gen consoles, an enhanced season engine, franchise hub updates, tuning, and more.
Okay, so I just want to preface, just give me 1 second here, guys.
Franchise hub updates, tuning.
Okay, so I just want to preface here, I did see the new franchise staff and staff points. I saw about the first 1 minute and 20 seconds of the video. But I'm going to be watching the rest of the video pretty much just like you guys, where I don't know what's going on. So I just want to preface that right now. But I will give my thoughts on the staff and the staff points as well. Let me just put my phone on Do Not Disturb as well. Probably should have done that at the start of the video, but here we go.
And more. With new franchise staff, you're in control of everything from the front office to the field. Franchise staff is meant to empower you to build, grow, and customize your coaching staff using a new RPG talent tree system, so you can build a team that fits your play style. There will be more than 60 different talents to choose from at launch, with more to be added.
Okay, so I just want to quickly give my thoughts on this. I think that this is a big step for Madden franchise. I think this is similar to NCAA franchise or Dynasty mode as well, because it does have the coaching or the trees a little bit. You can upgrade the points. So let's just go ahead. Let's just take a look at some of the points that were addressed. So I'm just going to put on mute here. So we have player growth. We have staff modifications for the head coach. So you see right here for 10 franchise points, it's called a secret remedy, and what that does is it essentially decreases multi-week injury recovery time. And then also there's staff modifications too. Well, actually no, it doesn't really preface that, but then you have defensive coordinator. You have two right here: trench play and practice makes perfect. So if you do practice makes perfect for 10 staff points, it looks like right here that there is 3 levels to this, and then you can move on to the other different skills. But right here, basically, this one is pliability, which is it increases the injury rating for all defenders, which I think is pretty cool. You also have trench play as well. And then you have offensive coordinator that has the same thing, but then the archetype for that is going to be on the block. And that looks like right there is going to be a little X factor thing. So that's going to be very, very interesting. I just want to make sure you guys see my cursor, but you're going to see right there that has that. And then also there is another one for player personnel. You have trades and contracts. So this is going to be similar to the XP boost that you would give on your players. Like, for example, it would be like it would be some with re-signing, retirement, and there was also like master trade negotiator, I believe is another one. So right here, for trades, you have this one for 10 staff points. For player personnel, you can unlock mentors wanted, which is a trade discount on older players, which I think is going to be very, very cool. So overall, this actually looks very, very promising, man. I'm not gonna lie to you here. And I believe, did they show any other ones? And I don't, yeah, no, they don't. All right, here we go. We're going to resume the video now with the volume.
To franchise live service plan. Plus, the #1 most requested improvement by our players to franchise is scouting. We're targeting September for the release of scouting through a live service update. Madden 22's revamped scouting feature will allow you to manage and assign your scouting staff with all new national and regional scouts. We'll have a whole new and much more in-depth system for uncovering details about your prospects. And just like real life, players will move up and down the draft board all season long. We'll have more to share on scouting later in the summer.
Okay, so this actually looks really, really good as well. I'm very happy that they overhauled the scouting system because it was kind of bland, man. I think from what was it, like Madden 17, Madden 18 up until this year, it was pretty much the same thing, kind of rinse and repeat. But now they've updated it, which I think is really cool. So we're just going to recap some of the screens right here. So you see that we do have the scout assignments. So what this reminded me of immediately was FIFA, because in FIFA manager mode or career mode, you could assign scouts to different countries and then they could scope out young players for you. This is pretty much almost the same thing here with the scout assignments in Madden. So you're going to see right here, we have the first national scout. He has 12 years experience, and he is going to basically, I don't think he I don't think the person chose where he could go, but basically this is just where he could go. Also Alaska too. And right here, he's tier 3, and he specializes, I think he specializes in positions quarterback and left outside linebacker. Now, in terms of also the efficiency boost when scouting a position, it does give him a bit of a efficiency boost. I think that's going to sort of come into play here with basically if your coach or your scout is of a higher level, I guess you could say, like a higher tier. You see right here, you have tier 3, tier 1, tier 1, tier 3. What you could basically do then in this position is the higher tiers are going to have a higher efficiency boost, while the lower tiers are going to have a lower one. Like you see right here, tier 1 has a 5% efficiency boost. Now also right here too, I believe he's scouting actually the entire country, but you see like Ted Davis, for example, he's an area scout, and he has 5 years experience, and he's scouting in the West, and he specializes in quarterbacks and wide receivers. He is a tier 1 scout. And basically right here, you have view region breakdown. You also have right here too, you have another area scout. He is scouting the Northeast, so that's all up there. And he's another tier 1 guy. He specializes in offensive tackle and tight end. And you have this guy as well. He has 7 years experience, and he's going to be looking at the Southeast. He is a tier 3 scout. He gets a 15% efficiency boost when scouting a position. And the positions he's scouting is middle linebacker and corner. So I'm assuming right here that you'll also be able to choose your positions. I actually sort of messed up here. It's not the positions they specialize in. I think it's the positions that they will. I think it's positions that you choose for them based on what you need on your team. Like, for example, I know like the Bears need a quarterback. They need like wide receiver. Maybe they need a left side linebacker, that sort of stuff. So I think that's really, really cool right here. And there's no volume here, but you see too, this is very, very nice. This is very, very cool. And this is scouting as well. So this is also similar to FIFA because I believe the scouts will go and scout a player. Or you can ask scouts to scout a player if you see them on the transfer market, and then in a couple of weeks they'll come back to you with all their stats. So that looks very similar to that. And you see right there we have a top 5 we have a projection screen, we have a talent section, and then a completion section. So obviously projection is where they're projected to go in the draft. A talent section is where they rank. So you see right here Davon Patton for example. I think, what does it say? 6 and 22. So I think that means that if you take him between pick 6 and 22, then that's a good pick. But I'm not entirely sure on that. You know, more information is going to be coming out soon. But you're going to see right here we have like Jackson Felix, Victor Robinson. You also have their archetypes here too. And then these puzzle pieces basically let you know where they fit into their scheme, or let you know that they fit into your schemes. So we're going to take a look here. You see right here, confirm player selection. This is another screen. Are you sure you want to focus on all the following players to complete private workouts? So private workouts, that is another thing right there as well. So you have a quarterback, wide receiver, right end, wide receiver, left outside linebacker, and tight end. So these are private workouts. And then right here, there's another screen right here. So basically this shows here. Now, I like this. This is who has the number 1 pick, number 2 pick, number 3 pick. It does show who has the pick, which is going to be very, very nice. And then it will say like, oh, this man moved up 2 spots. And it also has that little heart here too, which means that it's basically you favorited that player. So that's just some stuff that we can kind of preface on right here. So this is actually really, really cool that we're going over it right now. So let's see. I'm going to unmute now, and we're going to watch the video in full volume again.
Your franchise staff is made up of 4 positions: head coach, an offensive and a defensive coordinator, and a player personnel department. Now, I bet you're wondering about those new stat points we mentioned at the top. Stat points can be earned weekly by setting goals, playing your games, and completing objectives. Then, you can use stat points to upgrade your staff through coach talents. Easy, right? Next up, weekly strategy and
Okay, so we're going to go over this real quick. So basically, this is what I talked about before. So you're going to see right here that 10 staff points will get you the secret remedy talent, that kind of stuff. So we're just going to take a look. Now, these are the weekly team goal selections right here. So basically, it says choose a staff goal to focus on this week, and you can earn staff points. So if you win by 14 or more points, for example, you will get 10 staff points. Now, there's two sections here. You have a 5-point staff section or 5.1 and then another 5.1. So I'm assuming that means that if you win by 7 points, you will get 5 staff points, and then if you win by 14 or more, you'll obviously get the other 5 staff points. Now you also have to get 2 touchdowns in the first half, and for some reason these are the same. Get 4 touchdowns in the first half, and then complete 4 passes in the first drive. Now this is for your head coach. I'm assuming that with the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator, there will also be other ones there too. So that's gonna be interesting. So let's see, and you have, let's go. Okay, so there you go, secret remedy right here. So you have tier 1, so there's different tiers as I mentioned before. So tier 1, you can increase the XP boost for free safeties and strong safeties by 10%, and then the next tier, so tier 1, I believe it worked in NCAA where there was different tiers, and then you'd be able to move on to the next skill tree. So I believe that works very similar here. And then you also have the next tier, you can increase it by 20%. So there you go. So that's pretty much it. Now, also, I know in the pre-order too, you will get 100 staff points. So I don't know if that's for every franchise you start off or just for one franchise. I'm assuming it's everyone, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So here we go. So let's see, weekly strategy. We're going to listen to this.
Weekly strategy and dynamic game day integration. Each week in the NFL presents a new challenge for players, coaches, teams, and fans. Weekly strategy in Madden 22 is designed to mimic the dynamic environment while offering you the chance to confront and overcome various challenges in different ways. In essence, weekly strategy is really...
Okay, so we're going to go over this section now. I believe this was the end of the weekly strategy section. Let's just see. Okay, so this actually is not. So let's take a look here.
You'll be able to study your opponent's strengths and weaknesses with detailed statistical and play calling info. Manage your team's fatigue levels throughout the season by controlling practice intensity.
Okay, so I actually think, all right, so we're just going to move back now. We're going to talk about the weekly strategy, and then there's also training too. Okay, so I can clearly tell that Madden actually put a lot into this franchise this year. A lot of people in the comments of the video are saying, that Madden is not really putting a lot of effort into franchise, but I got to say, man, they are putting a lot of effort. Like, they're doing a lot of great stuff. They're improving the game every single year. And honestly, man, that's just it. So anyway, though, we're just going to get in quickly to the weekly goals or the weekly strategy section. So let's just quickly do that. So you see right here, this is the screen. So you have defensive game plan, offensive game plan, and team profile. So you see this is the Chiefs with Andy Reid. And then you have right here, the top threat is Ronald Jones. So it does have next-gen stats. So you have inside run player stats. So I believe it's where he ranks in yards per carry, and touchdowns, as well as I think that's rating. So that basically just tells you where they are. I think it's green if they're in the top 10, and then yellow if they're in like the top 50 or whatever. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm just going to make an assumption. So right here, you can basically, this screen, choose defensive game plan focus, pick your opponent's tendencies to counter. So it says right here, defend the inside run. So it's going to add inside run defense, and then it's going to subtract play action pass off of the inside run and bouncing runs outside. So right here it says, with this, if you defend the inside run, the inside defenders will defeat the blocks on inside runs. And then right here, it tells you some stats about the Buccaneers offense. So you see they rank 3rd in yards, 2nd in passing yards, 28th in rushing yards, 3rd in scoring, and 7 in turnovers. And then you have the offensive play calling tendencies. So runs, so they call a run 38% of the time, passes 62% of the time. So that's their play calling report. And then you also have the defensive player health, which I believe they talked about. So basically, that right there, you'll have that. So it just basically tells you some stats. And I believe, yes. So there is Levante David. So your defensive game plan basically will tell you, hey, defend the inside run and whatnot, and you'll be able to get boosts. Now, also, you have the offensive game plan, which it's basically going to tell you one of the best players on the defense. It tells you the stats about the Buccaneers defense and whatnot. So you see right here, we have Levante David. He is the top threat on the defensive side of the ball. And the inside run stats, so they're first in yards per carry, fourth in touchdowns, and then 13th in tackles for loss. And then right here, you have the offensive game plan focus. So basically, it says right here, running the ball inside. So run block ratings boost on the outside run. And you see right here, outside run blocking, yours is going to go up, but then inside is going to go down. So basically, this is actually really, really cool because it's going to say, like, hey, if you run the ball to the outside, you're going to be better. But if you run the ball to the inside, for example, you're going to be worse. That's, that's pretty much what it is. I know I'm Captain Obvious, but I just want to put that out there. Now, you have the Buccaneers defense here. You have their stats. You have their defensive play calling tendencies, which is actually really cool. I don't know how this is going to factor into online franchises. I'm assuming it will be the same, and probably is the same. But you see right here, zone coverage, they call it 35% of the time, man 25%, man blitz 15%, and then zone blitz 10% of the time. And you have player health as well. So now we're going to move on to the team profile section. You also have right here too. I believe that changed, if I'm correct. So offensive game plan focus, running inside, running outside. So it's basically just the opposite. If, inside run blocking goes up, but outside run blocking goes down. So that's just pretty self-explanatory. And then you also have Shaq Barrett too. You see right there, he is going to factor into the blitz. So like 6th in blitzes, blitz percentage, 1st in sacks, 2nd in pressures, that kind of stuff right here. So basically, you're going to pick your opponent's tendencies. So you got blitz prep. That would give you a boost to blocker awareness of the blitz and double moves up versus off coverage. However, it would lessen your defense's reaction time to short passes. Or the defense reacts quicker, So basically, if you're trying to throw like a quick slant, for example, the defense is going to react quicker as opposed to trying to bomb it down the field. So that's just something right there. And that's actually really, really cool. That's actually really cool. Also, another game plan too, and this is a defensive back. This video is getting really long. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm trying to break basically everything down right here. So you're going to see right here, Carlton Davis. So it basically tells you all the stats right there in terms of passing. So you see the Buccaneers don't really have a great pass defense. So you can choose your game plan focus in terms of throwing it. So throwing it short will give you a big boost in short and intermediate pass routes, and also double moves versus off coverage. But then it will give you a decrease in catch knockouts on short routes and then the defense will react faster to short routes. And then, as you can see, throw it short will boost intermediate and deep route running ratings versus man. And then we're also going to see right here the medium throw, which is boost to deep route running rating versus man coverage. And the linebackers will react slower to run support, and you'll have better deep pass routes. However, you will get a decrease in terms of there's more catch knockouts on intermediate routes, and then the defense will react faster to those intermediate routes. So there's kind of a pick your poison kind of thing here. I actually kind of like it. Pretty good stuff, man. Not going to lie to you here. So let's see. And there's also a team screen here too. You see here, you have the game plan, so you have the different game plans. Obviously, we went over. You can choose that right here. You have the play calling report. And then here is the player health screen. So you see right here, it tells you the player's fatigue. And right here, you see Tyreek Hill has got really low fatigue. Kelsey's got medium fatigue. And then Mahomes has, pretty high fatigue, like 75%, 80%, that kind of thing. So basically, it says right here, view your current injury, fatigue levels, and adjust practice reps to balance rest versus recovery versus game preparation and XP. So I believe they show that in another screen. So right here, you see offensive team focus. You saw that already. So we're just going to take a quick look. So we're just going to listen to this part real quick.
Franchise experience. Who you play, where you play, and when you play all matter more than ever. Through next-gen stats and the dynamic game day integration, you'll be able to study your...
So right here, here's another one too, contain QB scramble. So you see right here, it has their ratings where they rank in the league. And then you have the containing the QB scramble. So obviously your contain's going to go up, but your pass rush and also the quarterback's going to be more accurate from the pocket. Those are going to go down. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Opponent's strengths and weaknesses with detailed statistical.
And then here's the other one here, offensive game plan. See right here, it has the team defensive stats, and then you can go and you have your game plan details. So right here, basically, if you do the blitz counter, you can improve picking up blitzes. So the pros, it will show right here, blocker awareness of the blitz and double moves versus off coverage. So basically, this is a halftime adjustment. Now, I believe in Madden Ultimate Team, you'll be able to adjust your X factors at halftime, which I think is going to be overpowered as hell, but who knows? But I think this is actually really, really cool, and this will be very interesting to see. So this is actually going to be very interesting.
And play calling info. Manage your team's fatigue.
So right here, this is the overall offensive fatigue. So you see this is your players, like how they're feeling. Also right there, peep under Tom Brady. It's Kyle Trask, so peep under there. Anyway, though, you see right here, select this week's practice mode. So you see right here, there's different options. You have full pads, and then you also have the starters right here.
Fatigue levels throughout the season by controlling practice intensity.
And then this is another screen here, training recap. So you see that Mahomes, the game plan boost, he has +5 awareness, medium accuracy. I think that's, I don't know what BPK is or PFB. I'm assuming that they'll maybe go over that, but fatigue actually goes up 5. You see right here that Tyreek Hill gets +2 catching traffic, medium route running, catching, and also short route running. Sammy Watkins and then also McCall Hardman get the same boost. And you see right here that you have the different types of reps. So the quarterbacks have split reps while the receivers have normal reps. And then you also have drill XP, and you have bonus XP and focus XP. Now, you can see right here also McCall Hardman has an injury. He has a knee cartilage tear, so it's also going to show that on the screen too. And then let's just see the text up here. So your offensive players will receive a ratings boost in game when you call short pass plays. XP is awarded based on dev traits, depth chart position, practice intensity, and coaching talents. So you're right there.
And reps between game days. Plus, you can just...
And then this is another one too. This is another halftime adjustments. So basically right here you see the Tampa Bay and then also Kansas City. They're making some changes right here to how they're going to basically, do these running backs, how they're going to address them.
That's your first half performance. Make adjustments.
Oh, and also I want to mention here too that this could be an opportunity. Like let's say right here that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, for example, has like 100 yards rushing in the first half, and he's gaining it on mostly outside runs. This will give you an opportunity to basically adjust to that, and I think that's actually really, really cool. I like that. That's really cool for Madden.
At halftime and come out of the locker room better prepared for the second half, because when game day happens, you can never be too ready. Here are some additional details on what you can expect to see in weekly strategy.
Okay, so I believe, right here, it's going to say right here, weekly strategy and dynamic game day. So the bullet points here, choose a game plan focus on offense and defense each week. Focus will identify the top threat on the opposing team. Focus will utilize next-gen stats and a list of pros and cons about how each carries over into gameplay. Select a new weekly team goal that will reward additional staff points. So there you go.
NFL players, coaches, and GMs encounter a roller coaster of scenarios every day, every week, all season long. And the enhanced season engine in Madden 22 was built to emulate these true-to-life ups and downs of the NFL. Madden 22 will launch with over...
Okay, so let's see. So we're just going to recap those screens real quick. So we're just going to put this on mute because we don't want to hear him talking again. No offense, but... Okay, so here we go. We have the new season engine. So you see right here, looks like a press conference here with Cliff Kingsbury. And it says right here, it's basically a question response here. I believe a question was asked about Kyler Murray. So he's going to say he's a quarterback. So the first focus always has to be the passing game. That's where the big damage will come from. And if you focus too much on his legs, you get burned over the top. So I believe this will be his response. So he's responding to a question. And then also right here, you have the reporter asking a question. Coach stopping a dynamic dual threat quarterback like Russell Wilson has proven difficult for many teams. Where does the game plan start for a player like him? So right here, basically, it gives you an option limiting passing or containing the scrambling. And I believe you could get, oh yeah, no, never mind. That's just franchise staff points. So basically right there, you have that. So now we're just going to listen again.
Over 35 scenarios, and we'll add more as part of our continued franchise live service commitment. One example is the perfect chemistry scenario. During the season, an elite...
So right here, you're going to see this is another one right here. This is basically building chemistry towards the season in the middle of the season, as they talked about.
Elite quarterback can trigger a tiered breakout for a young receiver. As the weeks go on, the challenges get tougher, but the rewards increase.
So you see Russell Wilson's responding here. This is talking about, I believe, a rookie receiver. So quick learner, always seems to be where I need and expect him to be, which is a great safety net.
Giving you the chance to take a middling wide receiver and turn them into one of the league's rising stars. Scenarios like this will allow you to experience more fun and engaging choices, goals, and challenges that lead to meaningful rewards in-game.
So you see here Andy Reid. Nice. It's important to understand to have a quarterback, let's see, of your caliber that can really influence how a receiver develops, and the better they get, the easier it'll make your life as a quarterback.
Expansive catalog of narrative-driven NFL content will start at launch and continue throughout the year, featuring new choices and challenges that are unique to each story.
So you see here the reporter's going to be asking questions. So it's actually kind of cool as well that they're going to be focusing on franchise being updated throughout the year as opposed to just giving it not sporadic updates, but you know what I mean? They're going to be committing to it throughout the year, which I think is honestly really cool. Now, also too, I don't know if I mentioned this already. There is going to be a Gridiron Notes coming out on Friday. I will be making a video on that and pretty much recapping what they're telling us in that. So this is kind of just the start of this week. So you're going to see right here, reporter with Lamar Jackson being able to make plays with both his arm and his legs. Must be tough to devise a game plan. So basically right here, this is another choice as well, similar to the one with Russell Wilson. So you're going to have that.
With an impact on both your on-field gameplay as well as your off-field decision-making. We've also completely revamped the franchise hub to make them.
So right here, this is what I'm most excited for. So let's see what they got.
Most important information about your franchise more accessible to you. Some of the updates you will see on.
Oh wow. Oh boy. This looks good. I like this. This looks good. So you see right here, you have the activities, view of the playoff picture, you have a player meeting, players ready to negotiate, scouting college players, weekly strategy, upgrading players, managing your staff, managing your roster. So I believe these red points right here, red dots, mean that you have upgrades available in those categories. You also have returning from injury, playing your season game, and advancing the week. Now right here, up here, you have the games. So this looks really, really cool. I really like this. And also week 18, by the way, they did update that, which I think is really, really cool. But as you can see right here, you have the current game right here. So you're the Chiefs, you're versing the Chargers next, and you have the top stats right here. So basically this tells you their top players, so you can form a little game plan around them. You have the standings, you have the goals, which is shutting out Los Angeles for the head coach. That's just one of the goals, I believe. For your offensive coordinator, 15 plus yards to completion. And you also have for your defensive coordinator, allow less than 15 yards to completion. And then for the season, you have to reach the divisional round. And then for your game plan, you have to record 5+ sacks. Now up here, you also have the home tab, the news tab, the league tab, and the options tab. So I believe it's a little less than what they had originally for this franchise. But honestly, though, this looks really different. This looks really cool, man. I'm not going to lie to you here.
The new franchise hub include an activities list that displays what you need to do each week, your goals for the week, so you know what you need to accomplish to earn rewards, an updated news screen that keeps you informed of.
Okay, this looks really, really cool. This looks really cool. So, we're still rocking with pretty much the same news people. So you have Charles Davis, Stephanie Abell. That's kind of a weird name, whatever though. We have Jonathan Coachman, and we have Matt Miller. Yes, the big boy Matt Miller. But you're going to see, though, you have the different snapshots. You also have the top stories right here. So this is actually going to be very, very interesting. You can see what's going on in the league with everybody. So I think that's actually really cool. It's a little bit updated. So it looks pretty cool, man. Not going to lie to you here.
The top stories and reactions from around the league. Faster access to roster management screens like.
So right here, you have the managed roster screen. So there's a couple of different sections. You have your adjusting your lineup, depth chart, NFL rosters, re-sign players, team salaries, improved team, injury report, and trade center. So, pretty standard stuff.
Signing free agents, adjusting your depth chart, or trading for players. A league tab that surfaces more data.
So here's the league tab right here. You see right here, it has all the games on the schedule, which I think is really, really cool. You don't actually have to go into a different screen to see that now. It just shows in one screen, which is amazing. Also, right here, you have the top performers, so it gives the passing leaders. So that's that's really cool because you don't have to go into the stats screen. It's just right there for you. So you're going to see right here, you have like Cam Newton, Josh Allen, and Justin Fields. Okay, Justin Fields with 35 touchdowns, having a pretty good year for the Bears. actually very interesting. You have the rushing leaders, receiving leaders, sacks leaders, and interception leaders down there. You also have different sections here too. You have the stats and awards section, the schedule section, X Factor database, league transactions, and league history.
Data to your league versus hunting for information in your stat screens, and a member screen for.
And then also you have the member screen. So this is really, really cool. So basically this shows you right here what players are online. So now you don't have to like go through each individual team. I guess there was like a screen where you could see everybody. Now it's just all in one screen. So you see right here, it shows the different divisions, and if there's an active user there, it shows them right there. So that's honestly really, really cool to see. There's also the starts menu too. I think that's like, I don't know, man. I actually don't even know what that is. So that's pretty cool, man. I like that.
For your online franchise.
Oh, and it also shows too what teams available. So you see the Eagles and the Broncos, I believe, are the 2 teams that are available on the screen.
Easily accessible. Thanks for spending your time with.
All right, so that's basically it. Honestly, franchise is looking really tasty this year. And I have to give EA a lot of props. They were able to do a lot of changes. It looks great, man. It looks great. So guys, this was kind of a long video. Hope you guys have enjoyed though. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button to stretch my 5 likes. But guys, that's going to do it for me today. Take care, but most importantly, stay classy.